Imagine a country so rich that people called it the giant of Africa. But behind that name hides a painful truth. Wars, slavery, colonization, and leaders who promised freedom but brought confusion. This is the real story of Nigeria, a land full of greatness, pain, and endless hope. Long before Nigeria became one country, millions of people lived here under powerful kingdoms. There were the Hausa city-states in the north, skilled in trade and learning. In the west, the Oyo Empire, ruled with cavalry and wisdom. And in the east, the Igbo people lived in villages where everyone had a say, a form of early democracy. Trade, culture, and art flourished. People made bronze sculptures, fine cloth, and iron tools. It was one of the richest lands in all of Africa. Then the strangers arrived. First the Portuguese, then the British. They didn't come for peace. They came for profit. From the 1400s onward, African men, women, and children were captured and sold into slavery. Families were broken, villages destroyed. The slave ships left the coast of Lagos, Calabar, and Bonny. Thousands never returned. The wealth of Africa built the cities of Europe, while Africa was left in chains. By the late 1800s, Britain had taken full control. They joined hundreds of ethnic groups together and called it one country, Nigeria. But the people didn't ask for this. They were forced to live together under one flag and one ruler, the British Crown. The British cared about one thing, resources. They took palm oil, cocoa, ground nuts, and later, oil. The money went to London, not Lagos. By the 1940s and 1950s, Nigerians had had enough. Leaders like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and Ahmadu Bello stood up and said, "We want our country back." After years of protest and pressure, Nigeria gained independence in 1960. There was celebration. There was hope. People believed a new era had begun. But freedom came with a heavy price. After independence, leaders began to fight, not with guns at first, but with power and greed. The North, West, and East couldn't agree on how to rule the new nation. Then in 1966, everything changed. A group of young soldiers carried out a military coup. Top leaders were killed. Revenge followed. And soon, the country plunged into a civil war, the Biafran War of 1967 to 1970. Over 1 million people died, many of them from hunger. Children starved. Cities burned. It was one of the darkest chapters in Nigeria's history. After the war, Nigeria found oil, black gold, in the Niger Delta. Everyone thought it would make the country rich. And it did, but only for a few. The oil money brought luxury to the powerful and pain to the poor. The land was polluted, rivers poisoned, and the people who lived there were forgotten. The dream of equality faded. Between 1966 and 1999, Nigeria saw one coup after another. Soldiers ruled the nation, each one promising to fix what the last destroyed. Some were cruel, some tried to reform, but the people still suffered. No jobs, no electricity, no peace. The voices that spoke truth were silenced. Journalists were jailed. And yet Nigerians never stopped hoping. In 1999, Nigeria finally returned to civilian rule. A new constitution, a new start. People believed again. Maybe this time it would work. Democracy brought progress, but also corruption. Still, through all the pain, Nigerians showed their greatest strength, resilience. Today, Nigeria is a land of opposites. Skyscrapers rise in Lagos, while some villages still have no clean water. The young dream big in music, film, and tech. Afrobeats artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Thames have taken the world by storm, but millions still fight poverty. Tribal tension and bad governance remain scars that won't fade easily. Despite everything, Nigeria stands tall. It's not just a country, it's a story of strength, creativity, and survival. From the kingdoms of the past to the struggles of today, Nigerians have shown one thing: they never give up. So when you hear the name Nigeria, remember, it's more than politics or chaos. It's a place where greatness has fallen, but always rises again. Because the soul of Nigeria never dies. Nigeria's story is one of strength, pain, and endless hope. If you believe Africa's true history deserves to be told, don't let this story fade away. Like, share, and subscribe so more people can learn where we've come from and where we're going.